how dare you make fun of the queen? No, baby, they're making fun of you. Hey nerds, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you read the title. You know what we're doing today. Today, I'm going to be doing my review on the show Swarm. This show. I want to talk about it. I'm ready. But before we get into that, please leave a like. It really helps me and I appreciate it. Thank you. And let's get into this. So Swarm is a Prime original series that follows the main character, Dre. Dre is scarily obsessed with her favorite singer, Nyjah, and she will do anything, like unaliving people, literally anything, to get as close to her as possible. Y'all, this show is insane from start to finish. I know this show came out like last year and I'm almost a year late. I don't care. I do not care. That's one thing you learned about me on this channel if you've been here since the beginning. I don't watch things until like the hype dies down. My first time watching this show was back in July. And I watched it for the second time, what, Monday? Yeah. I know I'm late to the party. I don't care. I do remember seeing a lot of, buzz around it when it did first come out. There are a number of scenes that are like weird, shocking, disturbing. You throw Billie Eilish on top of that, Chloe Bailey on top of that. It's just a lot going on in this show. I want to start off by talking about what inspired this show. Yeah. I'm gonna dive into the real world connections that tie in with the show Swarm. So this show is obviously based on Beyonce and her fandom. Like, there's no room for speculation. There's no other, like, there's no one else that this show could be about. Like, it is literally based off of Beyonce and her fandom. So the singer that is in the show that Dre is obsessed with, her name is Nyjah, and she's supposed to be Beyonce, okay? There's even like a clip in the show that goes by really fast that's like through a montage. It has like her her Spotify info page up, and it said that she started out in a girl group in the 90s and then she broke away as a solo artist, okay? That's very much Beyonce. And then her fandom, the Swarm, is supposed to be the Beehive. There are too many on the nose like references in this show that have happened with Beyonce and her fandom that you can't mistake it for any other celebrity in their fandom. Like, it's just too on the nose. It's too obvious. It's too obvious. And it says, like, in the beginning of every episode, it's like every, similarity is intentional. Like, any likeness to a celebrity that you may think it's about, it's intentional. They even had a fake Jay-Z. They have a picture of them like this, and they recreated this picture with the real Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, you can't, come on, like, there's no room for saying that could be anybody else. No, it's them. They even reference freaking Elevator Gate with Solange. When y'all remember when Solange kicked the shit out of Jay-Z, tore his ass up? They reference that in the show too. Look. And then look at this. That's the same thing. That's the same thing, y'all. And also, being that the main character, Dre, is from Houston and Nyjah is from Houston, Beyonce's from Houston, Texas. Like, come on. They even brought up the fucking biting incident. Okay, spoilers. I'm about to talk about one scene in the show. So Dre's at this party or something, and she sees Nyjah in the VIP, and so Dre is obviously, a very mentally unstable person. Throughout the entire show, we see that from the jump, but it just worsens as the show goes on. But anyway, She is like seeing Nyjah in the VIP section, and she is so like distracted and hypnotized that she thinks that she's reaching out to bite. She's so like enamored and hypnotized, and she thinks that she's reaching out to bite like a plum that was on the platter in front of her. This girl was not biting into a plum. She was biting into flesh. And then after she snaps out of it, she realized what she's done. She bit the face of her idol. And there was this girl that came up next to her. She's like, oh, did you just bite her? And do y'all remember when that happened in real life? Do y'all remember when the whole internet, the entirety of Beyonce's internet was trying to figure out who the f bit her on her face? People were saying that it was allegedly Sanaa Lathan. I don't know if that was if that was confirmed or denied. I wasn't really following that much when it was happening. But people were saying that it was allegedly, it was Sanaa Lathan that bit her. And that was very interesting because there's this, you know, scene after that happened where Dre runs past these two workers to escape what she just did. And so one of the guys was like, you know who that was? That was the girl from Love and Basketball. Sanaa Lathan is the girl from Love and Basketball. And then they made that connection there because they say that in real life Sanaa Lathan did bite Beyonce. Did y'all catch that when y'all watched it? I feel like it was pretty obvious, but some people may have not caught that. So there you go. The twins thing, like there's like little Twitter threads throughout the show. It's like a theme that goes out throughout the show. But they were talking about how they found out that Nyjah was pregnant with twins. Y'all remember when the internet got broke for like the millionth time when Beyonce posted this picture right here that she was pregnant with the twins? It's literally the same thing. So now that I have, you know, name dropped Beyonce and her beehive, I want to address this. So a lot of people were pissed at this show. There was like a mixed reaction. I remember this. There were people who, you know, loved it and people who hated it. The people who hated it being the beehive, because they were like, you're making fun of Beyonce, this is not funny, you're putting her in a bad light, you're making it seem like we're crazy. Some of y'all are. And listen, I like Beyonce. I'm not a stan like most people are, but I dig Beyonce, I do. And some of y'all are, y'all love hard. Okay, and then the whole point of this show was a commentary and satire on these like toxic ass fandoms and their out of control parasocial relationships, which I will get into that later. And then people were mad as about this. They're like, oh, wait till Beyonce sees this shit. I'm pretty sure she knew about it when the show dropped. Like, nothing gets past Queen Bee. Like, she sees everything. It's her internet. It's Beyonce's internet. She sees everything. She hears everything. And I'm sure if she did not approve of this, she would have shut this down. She would had to have shut this down or sued the producers and the writers and stuff. But here it is. It's still on the platform. You know, like, it still exists. I could look into this, but I did not. I mean, I don't think she sued for defamation of character. Not that I don't think we heard anything about that, so I don't think it happened. Also, one of her proteges, Chloe Bailey, is in the show. She's in the show. She's in the show. Why would Chloe be in a show that is poking fun at her mentor if her mentor wasn't okay with it? Like, make it make sense. Like, I'm pretty sure Beyonce knows about this and it can't be doing her too much harm because, come on. So this show has a lot of deep meanings and Easter eggs and like symbolism that is just, you know, it's so surreal to like think back on it, you know, because there's so much that I have probably still missed. I only watched the show twice. But I want to address the ending first. I know it's out of order, but this is what trips me up the most. So, like I said before, you can tell that Dre is suffering from psychotic neuroses from the get-go. She's very odd and weird, you know. There's obviously something going on up there. It's just the screws are loose. They're scattering across the floorboards. In the first episode, we see that she has a very close relationship with her best friend, Marissa, who is played by Chloe Bailey. Now, I'm still not clear on this, whether they're sisters or best friends, because you know, Dre was formerly fostered by Marissa's parents, so I'm gonna just say that they're sisters. Dre has an obsession with Marissa, and we see this in the first episode as well, when she witnesses Marissa and her boyfriend doing the do with the door wide open, and she's just staring. She's looking, just looking on in like it's a spectator sport. And let me address this too. Hold on, let me pause real quick. The boyfriend, what he was, you know, breaking that back. He was staring back at Dre. He was watching Dre, watching them. Dre was watching him, watching her, watching them. It was creepy on both ends, but like why are y'all staring at each other? You're standing in the hallway watching your sister / best friend get her back blown out, and then you, sir, are blowing the back out, and you're staring at it like, why are you not focusing? Why are you not weirded out? We know that he's not weirded out because it turns out he has an attraction to Dre and her demureness, her weirdness, her shyness, her innocence, because she's a virgin at this point, which is weird. Like, men ruin everything. Men are just gross. I had a feeling that she either wanted to be included in that with Marissa, or she wanted to be in the boyfriend's place. That's how I felt about it. She has like this weird like intimacy with Marissa. There's this one scene in the first episode where, you know, she's like kissing the inside of Marissa's wrist because there's a wound there, and she's like rubbing her face on it, and just shows, you know. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I don't think I would do that to my bestest friend in the world, because I'm just like, I don't know about putting my lips over your self-harm scar, but I digress. And then when Marissa finally has enough of, you know, the shenanigans, she decides to leave. Dre panics in a way as if, you know, she was losing a piece of herself, because essentially she was. I felt that Marissa was the only one who truly understood Dre, because everyone around her called her weird, creepy, which she is, just like not totally there. But Marissa was the one to be like, hey, you know, like, don't worry, it's okay, I'm still here, like, you know, we locked in. Marissa was the only one who understood her. And so when she lost Marissa as a crutch, when she said, I'm moving out, she leaving, her whole world shattered. And I think that was the start of her descent into the, you know, psychoticness, okay? But back to what I was saying about the ending. I had to give that clarification. Spoiler alert, sorry I didn't say this. So that night when everything goes down, Dre goes out, she has herself a good time, and then she wakes up to see all these messages on her phone from Marissa begging her to come home and stuff like that. And she comes home to find Marissa not breathing on her bed. Marissa has passed due to, yeah. Marissa took her own life. So Marissa is now, you know, not in the picture anymore. So here's my thing. I know I said I was going to address the very end of the show, but now that I'm here, I got to address this first, because it's going to tie into the end of the show. But give me a minute. I know I'm all over the place, but it's just so crazy to me. So it was portrayed that Marissa was devastated because she broke up with her boyfriend, and that she unalived herself because of the stress or the heartbreak that she was going through. And from the jump, like even like my first time watching it back in July, I knew that didn't feel right. I was like, I only know that we haven't known Marissa for that long because it's only the first episode, but I'm like, something about this is like, she would not do that, not over no man. And there are theories going around, or that were going around when the show's back and buzzing, that Dre actually offed Marissa herself, which I didn't understand, because I'm like, why would she kill her only friend? But here are the signs that are pointing to, like, maybe she did do this. So there's this common knowledge that Dre is not a reliable narrator because she's not right in the head. So the view of the show is distorted to what she thinks is really going on, okay? We see clips of Marissa FaceTiming Dre talking about, where are you? I'm stranded, come get me, or like come over. She's stranded, but you can see that she's laying down in the comfort of her own bed. I thought you said you were stranded. How are you stranded and you're at home? I don't get that. And she has her own car. Also, we see her like dust off in that when she left before all this happened. I'm like, that was very disorienting and like it didn't make sense. I'm like, how is she stranded? Like, you know, she's pleading for Dre to come get, you know, come be with her. She needs her. But I'm like, she's FaceTiming her from her bed, from what looks like her to be her bed. Also, after Marissa passed and it was just Dre in the house by herself, and she sent a text to Marissa, didn't think that, you know, she would have her phone there still. Why was her phone in the closet? That's a weird place to charge your phone, in your closet. I feel like Dre had something to do with that, because why would she charge her phone in the closet? And she was supposedly on it all night texting Dre, trying to get her to come over or come, you know, comfort her. That don't make no damn sense. And I don't know if y'all noticed this, but every time Dre would like somebody, she would start just binging on junk food. The night that Marissa passed, she was chomping on chips. I think that she may have off Marissa. I'm just saying. That's crazy as hell to me. And I still don't understand like the meaning of why she would off Marissa. I'm pretty sure I'm missing like the big elephant in the room. But I don't understand, like, why would you off the person that meant the most to you and that you cherish the most, other than Nyjah, that is. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the end. So at the end of the show, Dre finally gets to a Nyjah concert. She's like having an ethereal out-of-body experience. So she's in a crowd, the show's starting. She's moving up towards the front of the stage. She hops the barrier. She hops on stage. She gets to touch Nyjah for a second, and then security comes and breaks the whole up. You know, they're dragging her off stage, and then Nyjah stops the whole concert. She's like, hey, let her go. So Nyjah approaches Dre in like this kind of like dreamy, like warm film, and as she gets closer, she has Marissa's face. That was the trippiest shit I'd seen in a long time, because we get glimpses of Nyjah and like what her face is, really is, but when Dre sees her like up close in person, you know, in this moment, she has Marissa's face, and I'm just like, oh, all right. So she's like, you know, sing to them, you know, and they're having this moment or whatever. So after the show ends, Nyjah and Dre are headed to the limo. They're like huddling each other, you know, shielding each other from like the paparazzi and stuff. So they're sitting in the car, and Nyjah just kind of reaches over and starts, you know, comforting Dre. She finally did it. She accomplished her life goal of meeting Nyjah and becoming her best friend. And you see like the pain kind of leaving her body, and she's just kind of like, you know, oh my God, this is finally happening, and I did it. And the first time me watching that around, I was like, what just happened? What happened? And the second time around, I had notion of this the first time around, but the second time I said, okay, she is most definitely hallucinating. Baby girl tripping. And my question was, when did the hallucination start? Because it could have started as early as the first episode, or it could have started the last episode of the show. It's just like, at what point did it start? Did it start when she finally got to the concert? Like, when? Because there's no way in hell that Nyjah she singled you out, chose you specifically because she thought you was that special, took her home with you, and became your best friend. Ain't no way in hell. There's no way. And then that got me thinking. I was like, where? I said, first of all, if this is a hallucination, where is she really at? What is she really doing? So I had to sit down and think about it. Okay, so the second to last episode, that was like the real life version of events of what was happening previously. It was like a documentary. It was like a snap type of thing, like a true crime type of, you know, docu-series show or whatever was going on. And this detective was on the case following all of the unalivings that Dre committed in real life. And remember, at the end of that episode, the detective found like information on Dre. She found her mugshot and that she had been arrested, so she was gonna go to whatever jail she was at and go, like, you know, go talk to her and try to get to the bottom of the situation. So I'm thinking that, yes, this whole thing was a hallucination, but maybe when she was going to the car, you know, with Nyjah, she was really being put in the back of a police car, because there's no way that you're gonna jump on stage at a Nyjah concert, you know, and then leave scot-free. You're gonna get arrested and tackled to the ground or whatever. There's no way in hell. Like, she most definitely was hallucinating. If the Marissa face on the Nyjah body wasn't enough, she was hallucinating. She was tripping. She was tripping balls. You are so delulu that you are living in a true, honest to God fantasy world that so you could like block out whatever is going on around you. That's scary as hell. That's very scary to me. I think I know why she combined Marissa's face with Nyjah's body. So Nyjah and Marissa were like her pinpoints of comfort and acceptance. She felt that they were the only two people who understood her, despite Nyjah not knowing who the hell she even is, that she even exists. But that parasocial relationship, that, I'll get into that in a minute, more on that later. Her losing Marissa was like, okay, that's literally half of what I lived for, and the other half being Nyjah, that half is gone. So now I had to devote all my time in devotion to like getting to the point where I actually meet Nyjah in person. So when she did that, I guess it set off some kind of alarm in her head, and she promised Marissa earlier in the show that they were going to both meet Nyjah. And I guess that was her finally fulfilling that promise. I guess that's why Marissa's face is on Nyjah's body. There's a lot to go into on that. It's like a rabbit hole that just keeps on going. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. Like, oh my god. I also want to, this is very random, but I also want to talk about Dre's aversion to the male species. I think it's f***ing hilarious. Now, I don't want to assume, but I'm going to, like, draw the conclusion that Dre is attracted to women. She was quite obviously attracted to Marissa in a creepy way, and she had a whole entire girlfriend, okay? It was just the unadulterated like disgust on her face when men would try to hit on her or you know just flirt with her. She'd be like like, I ain't with it. We first see this when Khalid, Marissa's boyfriend, was hitting on her in the beginning, and I know she didn't feel comfortable because that was like her sister's boyfriend, but also that she saw them, you know, in the hallway. But she was like, I ain't with all that. And even then, after she met the dude at the club, Macaulay Culkin's little brother, and she saw, you know, his business through that glass bowl of strawberries, she did not seem pleased at all. Same thing with the guy in LA with the chips. The whole chip fetish skunk thing, she was not with it. Like, her disgust and aversion to men was absolutely hilarious to me. She was so, like, I don't know, it was like a childlike sense of disgust where it was like, you know, there's no controlling the face or the emotions that were shown on her face. It was super funny. Now I want to get into the commentary of parasocial relationships. Now I want to bring up some fandoms and some celebrities, and actually no, I'm gonna leave one of them out because I'm not trying to get doxxed. I know how y'all do, okay? I'm just gonna stick with the two that I'm going to be talking about because I was going to talk about three. but I don't want to get doxxed. I would like to live a peaceful life that I've been living. So obviously this show is a portrayal of how far and how dark parasocial relationships can become. If you don't know what a parasocial relationship is, let me tell you, it's time for school. Come on, kids. So a parasocial relationship is basically like when you are so like in love, or you just adore like a famous person so much, you feel as if they are your friend. You imagine them to be your friend. You create that relationship. It's a one-sided relationship that you have created with that celebrity. It could be like a friendship thing. It could be like a romantic thing. It happens all the time. Especially with these deep-ass, crazy-ass, devoted-ass fandoms. I'm pretty sure there are some really, really deep, dark parasocial relationships. And then some of them can be just as innocent as, like, you know, I just adore so-and-so so much, like they're my everything, so, like, you know, it can be as simple as that, or it could be as crazy as, well, you know, me and so-and-so, we're like best friends, we're the best of friends, and they have no idea you exist. That's how bad it can get. And we see that Dre is on the latter side of the spectrum, okay? She thinks that Nyjah is her best friend. She thinks that Nyjah and her like this. Honey, no. It's a very terrifying type of delusion. Like, you are so far gone that you truly believe that this celebrity, who does not know that you exist, by the way, is like your lover or your best friend, because you are obsessed to them to that point where it's like, oh yeah, we go together now. Me and Nyjah, like, we go together real bad. Or me and Nyjah, we best friends. I was invited to her baby shower. You are creating a fantasy world that you are getting yourself stuck in, and it's a very unhealthy place for your brain to be. And that show delved into that so much, and it hit the nail on the head. Now, obviously, Beyonce and the Beehive is like the main example. But the other example I want to bring into this is Taylor Swift and her Swifties. Don't come for me, Swifties. Before you start typing hate comments and ripping my throat out, let me address you first. Hi. Listen, I like Taylor Swift. Am I a stan? No. Am I a fan? No. I like some of her songs. She cool. But I will never be on that level with any celebrity, even the ones that I do adore. I will never be on that level that y'all are. Y'all will fight, dox, and I don't know. Y'all will do anything to defend Taylor if someone says one thing about her that you don't like. And listen, we all know the other fandom that I'm talking about, who like literally dox people for saying one bad thing or one thing that is deemed bad about their precious beloved queen. We're not gonna talk about them though, because I don't want to get doxxed. I want to stay safe. It's just like this show and the portrayal of like this celebrity is applicable to so many other celebrities. Like, y'all are so far deep off in it that in your eyes this celebrity can do no wrong. I'm talking generally now. I'm speaking generally now. Like, you are so far gone into worshiping and like, you know, fawning over the celebrity that they can do no wrong in your eyes. They could literally club a baby seal and you'd be like, oh, queen, slay, just because they're your favorite, your utmost favorite. Do y'all not see the issue with that? And they showed that in the show. There was this one girl who was like, you know, bagging on Nyjah. Someone posted a picture of her house and said, I found this girl's house. Who rolling up? You know, y'all are crazy out here. And then it's crazy because I hope that y'all know in the back of y'all's mind that y'all doing all this and these people don't even know you. They don't know you exist. That's crazy as hell to me. That's insanity to me. Because you're willing to go to these lengths as to embarrass people, dox people, threaten people's lives over a celebrity that you love so much, and they don't know who the fuck you are. That's crazy. And some of the stuff that happened in the show dealing with the fandom and Nyjah, this happened in real life. Some of it alleged, some of it confirmed to be true. And it's just like, y'all are missing the point of the show. This show is making fun of y'all as a fandom because y'all are excuse me, I didn't mean to get aggressive. Some of y'all really do be acting like this. And the fact that y'all, some of y'all in the fandom were like, oh, how dare you make fun of the queen? No, baby, they're making fun of you. You and your buddies, you and your fan clubs, you and your little groups, they're making fun of you, the fandom. The satire was about you. Shown through Dre. Like, I hate when people miss the point. It goes right over their heads. I'm like, babe, but this was about you. The play was about you.
Wait, is this fucking play about us?
And there's a bunch of celebrities that I could name that people act this way over. It's insane. I can't tell y'all how common this is. And when y'all see it put on a screen in front of you to like reflect what you are doing as a fandom, and it goes right over your head, it's like, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I also want to give a huge thumbs up and like my utmost respect and love to Dominique Fishback. She played the hell out of this role. I was scared of her this entire time. She had me feeling uneasy in my own house. Dominique, wonderful, wonderful job, love. Wonderful, wonderful job. I need to watch some more stuff that she's in. That's the only thing I've seen her in, but I would love to see anything else she's in because she acted her ass off, okay? Oh, I also want to talk about this, like, the drama surrounding Chloe Bailey being in this show. So I already addressed, you know, the whole Beyonce thing, her being her protege, and then the show's like making fun of her fandom. And y'all were pissed about the fact that Chloe had a sex scene. And here's what I don't understand. I still don't understand it to this day. Chloe is a grown woman who can make her own decisions. Grown as hell. And here's my thing. When she went solo, like from her, like apart from her sister, she marketed herself as a sex kitten. So, and y'all made a problem out of that too. But that's not my point. She been this way. She been, you know, showing her vivacious side. And so when she does a sex scene, y'all, all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. First of all, it was fake. That really didn't happen. She really didn't Damson Idris. She didn't him. Second, they are acting. This is how I know some of y'all cannot be actors, because y'all get too far in it, y'all think it's real, and y'all act unprofessional. That's how I know some of y'all can't be actors, because really. And Chloe did a good job too as Marissa. She was great. I want to see her act some more. I know she was in Grownish with her sister Hallie. I'm probably never gonna get to that show because I haven't even watched Blackish yet. So if I ain't watched Blackish yet, I'm probably not gonna get to Grownish anytime soon. Yeah, but I remember that being like, cause y'all tease this girl for being sexual, you know, and it's not out of the norm nowadays as women showing off their sexuality, but we are still stigmatized for that shit. Even in 2024 or back in 2023, we're still stigmatized for being sexual beings. But when men do it, they're powerful, they're, you know, they know who they are. But when women do it, we're whores, we're sluts, we're, you know, we're porn stars. Like, why do we always get the short end of the stick? The patriarchy. That's why I answer my own question. You're welcome. I know it came out last year, but leave that girl alone still. Leave Chloe Bailey the hell alone at this point, please. The overall, like, feeling of this show is so eerie to me. I also want to commend Billie Eilish and Paris Jackson. They did excellent in their role. It is a limited series. It will not be back, which I'm okay with. Because where else could you go after that ending? That was a Jordan Peele type ending, if you ask me. It definitely leaves you with your own thoughts, your own interpretation of Dre's story and how it ended. And that the ending was even eerie. Like, I was still uneasy the second time around watching it. I was like, okay, I'm still, now that I understand of what could have happened of my, like, through my interpretation, I'm still uneasy, because that's scary. Like, you think you in a car with a pop star best friend hybrid, but you're really, like, you know, in a jail cell somewhere, or you're on the side of the road losing your mind, rocking back and forth. Like, you don't know, we don't know where she at for real. We don't know where she could be for real. But all we see is that she's in the comfort of her own head. Yeah, but this show, solid 10 out of 10. Donald Glover, you did that with your everything. You very much, sir, you did that. I know there's a lot of details that I may have missed that were like kind of obvious, or some things that I could have went into depth. But if I went into depth, we were going to be here for like 2 hours. And I'm already behind on posting. It's been almost 2 weeks since I gave y'all a video, so I'm not trying to be here all day. Cause the longer that I talk about this show and deeper into the rabbit hole that I go, the longer the video is going to be and the longer it's going to take to edit. It's a whole shebang. This thing is a chore sometimes, but I do it for y'all because I like it. But yeah, that was my review on Swarm. Whew. This is definitely a show that I have to watch like at the least 6 months apart before I am in a comfortable space to watch it again. Because this... So that concludes our video for today. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you've watched the show, please let me know what you think. I want to get a conversation going. I need to hear other people's thoughts on this. If you haven't watched the show, I highly recommend it. But if you are sensitive to stuff like sex, self-harm, death, gore, drug use, don't watch the show, okay? It's very, very rated R. But if all that stuff is not going to deter you from watching it, then I definitely recommend it. Yeah. And subscribe if you want to. I'll see y'all on the next go round. Okay, bye.